Now like to call upon Prashast Gupta from Google. The session is titled Building from India for the World, the Power of Internationalization.
Hi, good evening. It's the next. All right. Perfect. A very good afternoon, everyone. Honestly speaking, quite a crowd here. I wasn't expecting a crowd this big, but thank you for coming out. And honestly, I don't expect any less than houseful from IGDC. So kudos to Majay and all of his team members. Before anything else, I hope everyone is comfortable in English. Can you give me a hands up or thumbs up? Perfect. I hope everyone's comfortable in Hindi. Great. Last question, everyone is comfortable in Punjabi? Right, just kidding. English, Hindi will work perfectly fine. So my name is Prashast Gupta, and I am a senior growth manager at Google. I work with many app developers and businesses like yourself across multiple verticals, which includes, say for example, gaming, utilities, food tech, ed tech, and across the entire spectrum. I typically help our businesses, use and leverage Google products better to improve, their mobile applications, market it to the right user, and grow effectively the revenue. Hence the growth manager title that you see on the screen. Before I move forward, I also want to understand the audience's background here so that I can pace my content accordingly. So if you can, please raise your hands if you are a student. Okay, couple of them, great. I'm assuming the rest of you are professionals. Does that sound good? Perfect. Okay, how many of you know how to code or how to make a mobile application? Great, perfect. I think that's quite a lot. Fair. How many of you, have ever used Google as a platform to probably market your app? Interesting, quite a lot, of course. Fair, perfect. I think that gives me clarity. Let me move to the next slide. So at Google, we started a project called Connect with Google in Gujarat last year. And through this project, we want to reach out to as many app developers as possible and empower all of you to make better apps, market them better, and of course, earn better. So many teams at Google, be it Google Ads, Google Play, Cloud, and the monetization teams, all of us have come together with a common mission to make Gujarat a powerhouse of apps. We did 2 big events in Gujarat last year, one in Ahmedabad and one in Surat. And in fact, the next big event for top app developers in Surat and Gujarat is just around the corner, next Tuesday, this time in Surat. So today, as part of this entire project, I'm here to give all the gaming developers a quick insight on what games to develop, where you can take them globally, and lastly, how to market your product through AI or artificial intelligence. In fact, speaking about AI or artificial intelligence, we all know that it is the buzzword these days, right? So, and I want to reward all of you for the same as well. So let's do a quick fun activity to ensure that this is not monotonous. Okay, so whenever, during the entire session, every time I say artificial, during the content, during the session, any of the slides, you have to scream intelligence and raise your hand. The first person who catches my eye will get a cool gift that I have today. So just to keep it engaging, keep it entertaining, right? I hope that makes it clear. Artificial. You'll have to be a little louder and raise your hands a little up so that I can notice you again. So artificial. Perfect, perfect. So this bar award nahi hai because all of you were ready, but the next time for sure. Right, so let me move to the next slide. And the IGC team, if you could also help me identify the fastest and the loudest person in the room. Right. Perfect. So before, again, the content, again, some rewards out here for the audience. I also want to make sure that it's fun and rewarding. So we'll have some small quizzes throughout the presentation based on the content. And you'll have 30 seconds to answer that question. And जैसे हमारे favorite अमित जी कहते हैं, fastest finger first will win this question and gift from our team. So शुरू करते हैं इस अद्भुत खेल को. Sorry, just kidding. Please open your phones, flip out your smartphone camera, scan this QR code, and fill in your details, basic details, just to understand who you are and also identify who's the fastest winner. So please scan this QR code. I hope it's accessible. Is it opening for all of you? Do you see a link or redirect you to a Google form? Perfect. Please fill in punch in your details. Basic details, name, phone number, I think, application or something. I don't think it'll take more than 10, 20 seconds. First things, I think everyone has scanned the QR code. Is it accessible for everyone? Anyone who hasn't been able to do that? Oh, great, everyone. Perfect. Great connectivity at UID today. Has everyone filled the first couple of questions? You've done. Have you clicked to the next screen or the second part of the form? Everyone? Anyone left? Okay, a couple of folks back there. Can we move ahead, sir? Done? All done, everyone? Perfect. So, bringing you the first question for today. Please make sure, fastest finger first. The question for all of you is on your screen. So, how much time in hours, according to you, do Indians spend on smartphones every day? Option A, 5.6 hours. Option B, 4.9 hours. Option C, 4 hours. And option D, 6 hours. You have about 15 seconds to mark your answer. Just select A, B, C, and D, and click next. All done, everyone submitted. Last 2 seconds. Done? Can you give me a quick show of thumbs? All right, perfect. Before I reveal the actual answer and the winner, any guesses? Anyone in the room? Just raise your hands. 6 hours here. 6, 4.9, interesting. 5.6, so very varied answer. I should have kept the options a little space, maybe 10, 12 hours also, so thoda sa variety mil jati. But the correct answer is 4.9 hours. Big kudos to who all answered it correctly. Do we have a winner? Rahil. Rahil, do we have you here? Perfect. Rahil, can you please come near the stage and I'll be able to pass on this small token. Thank you. Big applause for Rahul today. Thank you, Rahul. Perfect. So now that everyone's energized, everyone's active and listening to me, let's move to the actual content for the day. I'll be sharing some insights on the app economy today and then deep dive into how Google is committing to partner with you to achieve your business goals. And we have a packed agenda today, so let's get started. First and foremost, I think all of us, all the speakers before me have also mentioned, it's a great time to be a mobile application business in India. There has been unprecedented growth in the app ecosystem worldwide, and India is growing faster than ever. India has become one of the biggest mobile markets in the world, and India's app revenue grew at a phenomenal 38% in 2022, while the global app revenue grew by only about 2%. So you see the opportunity that India is gaining here. India has also contributed approximately 24% of app downloads globally on Android. So again, this time is right for each of us to seize this opportunity. Out of the 4.9 hours that you've answered in the first quiz, approximately 88% of is spent on a mobile application and only 12% on a web-based portal. This is almost 6 times of your web usage, right? So this makes all of us question, you all have either made this possible either through scrolling your mobile applications or actually making these mobile applications. But what does all of this mean? Given the abundance of apps, it's not just about building the right app these days, but it is about how you make the world know about your app. So, समय तो सही है हम सबके पास app बनाने का, but as we have understood, there are a lot of challenges and a lot of problems as well. सबसे पहला challenge is that discoverability is becoming harder than ever. More than 60% of apps in the Android store have never been downloaded, not even a single download. With such a saturated app space, how can you be discovered? That's a valuable problem to solve for. Retention is now mandatory. In some countries, on an average, a user has approximately 100 mobile applications on his or her mobile device, but only 5 high usage mobile applications. That means that there are almost 95 apps that they don't even open once a month, right? Also, closer home in India, we have the highest uninstall rates globally across all segments. So how do you stay relevant is the next problem. The next one is lifetime value, which is absolutely crucial, and we all know by now. We cannot just care about installs anymore. If you don't know the lifetime value of a customer, how will you know that how much you are willing to spend to acquire that user in the first place, right? And last, on top of all these challenges, complexity is increasing. You have more competitors, you have more demanding customers as well. But having said that, you also have more channels where you can advertise your app. So the big question is, with all these challenges and opportunities, how do you get your app out there, get traction, and also reach your goals? Any guesses, anyone? Marketing, of course. Great, I think marketing is the right answer, and for that, Google has a very critical tool called Google App Campaigns, formerly known as USE. So Google App Campaigns is Google's way of making it easier for developers to promote their apps across different platforms with a unified system. This type of campaigns give you massive reach across Google's largest properties, be it Google Play, YouTube, Search, Display, Gmail, and even AdMob. And they're all of this, they are easy to set up, they're simple to manage, they are effective at driving results, and absolutely accurate at measuring success. And all of this is backed by the power of machine learning. The app campaigns are powered by artificial. All of us are attentive. I think the person there raised his hands first. If you could just come up here and I'll be able to give you one small hamper for us. Thank you, sir. And everyone, please buckle up. Please be faster next time. All right, so coming back to what I was saying, app campaigns are powered by AI, which means you have to provide very few inputs while setting up a campaign. You know, the AI algorithm behind these app campaigns will scan hundreds of signals and almost 300 million possible combinations to find the most relevant user for your app. All of today's leading app companies, be it the Call of Duty or the Fortnites of the world, be it Zomato or the Creds, everyone has used these to grow and scale. And I'm excited to see how you all can leverage the product for your gaming portfolio. With Google App Campaigns, how can you plan your roadmap to success? The first and the most important step is to set up conversion tracking. It's extremely important, that you understand what your users are doing in your app after they install it. There are some of these events that typically exist in a gaming ecosystem. For example, almost everyone would want to track what is the first open ratio and when a user is actually purchasing. But what about the events between these two end of spectrum? When you're tracking all of these actions and events, you can also understand that, for example, you might be losing a lot of your users at, say, for example, the scoring screen, right? So then we can determine what is the problem actually is at scoring screen. Whether is it the UI UX, it is the user experience. So all of this can be then attributed and found through conversions. To be able to have this information and start tracking in Google Ads, you need to have an attribution platform. Firebase is Google's free solution, but if you also have a third-party tool such as Adjust, AppsFlyer, Branch, it works perfectly after a simple integration with Google Ads. Moving on, now we know our users, now we know what they're doing within their app. That's great. What are your business goals with the app campaigns now? So no matter what your business goals, across your maturity cycle, we have a specific product that caters to it. Today's discussion, we'll be focusing on the top 4 campaigns, which is install, action, TROAS, and engagement campaigns. Let's begin with the first one. So the app campaigns for installs, or ACI as we call it, is the most basic of the campaigns out there, and its objective is to drive installs at scale within a target cost per install. We advise all of you to use this campaign when you want to create awareness or during launch of the app or when you're actually entering a new geography. The second type of campaign is action campaign, or ACA. The objective of this campaign is to acquire high quality users who will complete an in-app event within a target cost per acquisition. You will still be driving new installs, but the users coming in are likely to perform your chosen in-app action event. For example, sign-ups, for example, clearing a certain level, and of course, transactions. The third type of campaign that we're going to talk about is engagement campaign, or ACE. All of us understand that an existing customer is far more valuable than acquiring a new one. In the maturity life cycle, you may have a decent enough base of users by this point of time, but you still need to re-engage with your existing users or lapsed users. You either want to convert them to a paying user, or you either want to retain them for a longer period of time to extend their LTV. Hence, in this phase, we recommend using an engagement campaign. The last, but in no means the least, is the target return on ad spends, or TROAS campaign. The TROAS campaign is optimized to find users who have a high probability of completing the selected action event and ensure that it matches the percentage return, or in Gujarati language, the margin, which is defined. So there is no need to track how much you are spending to acquire a user versus what you earn from each user. So all of that is automatically done through this campaign. So very convenient, right? So now half the work is done. You know your users, you are tracking their activity, and you know exactly what you want from Google App Campaigns. Brilliant. It's then time to focus on creatives, or your ad assets. Some of you may know this, but it hit me hard when I first heard it. One of the biggest challenge in marketing nowadays is that our attention span, all of our attention span, is shrinking. Any guesses on how many seconds can a typical individual focus? And when I say seconds, I mean seconds. So we have this gentleman saying 3, anyone else? 2, 7, 5 or 25? 5, 10 seconds. I think all of us are fairly close, and I also understand that all of our attention span is also very minimal these days. The correct answer for the gentleman is somewhere around 3 to 5. This was 12 seconds back in 2000. 24 years down the line, it has reduced between 3 to 5 seconds. So sir, if I could just request you to come near the stage. Thank you. Guys, I'm running out of my hamper, so please be attentive and buckle up. But can you really believe 3 to 5 seconds? That's the attention span these days. So another great feature of app campaigns is to solve for this attention issue. App campaigns automatically creates beautiful creatives from raw assets that you develop. All you need to supply the campaigns is just a few text lines, images, and videos. And the campaign automatically pulls the necessary assets like app logo, your ratings, your color themes, etc. from your Google Play Store listing and optimizes for conversions across creative sizes and different call to actions. And then it automatically places these creatives across all Google properties: search, YouTube, Play, Display, Gmail, AdMob, across all these inventories. So moving on, you have set up your conversion tracking, you have decided your business goals, you have improved your creatives, and have built a good Google app campaign. You know what? When all these 4 steps are completed, you create magic. Google app campaigns are easy and are built to do most of the work for you. But to make them perfect, we still need you. The key to success is to combine automation with human expertise and judgment. So while the AI, or artificial, it's a mixed bag this time. Anyone has any answers? Who took? I think the gentleman in white there. So please, if you could come up near the stage. There you go. Kudos for being so attentive. Right, so coming back to what I was saying, the key to success is to combine AI with human expertise and judgment. So while AI does its job, you can make it count with your help. Before I move on to the next segment, we have another small quiz. You know the drill. Please open your mobile phone cameras, scan this QR code, and believe me, the question is not very complicated like last time. Is everyone able to scan this? Perfect. Please fill in your basic details, email IDs, phone numbers, so that we can identify you. Everyone done with the first step? Shall I move to the question? All done? Please show a thumbs up. Anyone who's left? Okay, we have a couple of folks back there and there. Done? Shall I move on? Perfect. Everyone done? Okay, so I hope you were listening to me carefully this time. The question on your screen now. What is the full form of TROAS in the TROAS app campaign? A, target return on app spends. B, total return on ad spends. C, target return on ad spends. D, total return on app spends. Trust me, tricky nahi hai, but thoda sa, if you would have been attentive. We have about 10 seconds left. 2, 1, done. I hope everyone has punched in their answers. Done? Perfect. Do we have Kshitij? Do we have Kshitij here? Great. Big round of applause for Kshitij, yeah. There you go, Kshitij. Congratulations. Any guesses for the answers? C. Everyone, सबने C डाल दिया. यार मेरे को भी जब पहले टाइम पता था तब मेरे को भी नहीं पता था कि C है कि नहीं है. मैं total target में confused हो गया. But I think the answer is right. Target return on ad spend. So kudos to everyone who answered it correctly. All right, quickly moving on to the next section. I have already guided you on how to market your apps through Google App Campaigns. Through the next 10 minutes, I want to explain 2 critical points. First, where to market. Second, what to build or develop so that you can grow well and grow fast. So it's a very well-known fact that India accounts for nearly 13% of global app downloads, a figure that continues to grow at an annual rate of 10%. So on your gray, you see the global numbers, and in blue is the India numbers. However, did you know that despite a 13% share in downloads, we contribute less than 1% to global app revenue? Yes, there is a blue down there, but it's hardly visible. This is the main reason why I'm standing here in front of you to advise you all game developers to think beyond India, if you haven't yet. In this section, we will discuss why and how should we go global. You know, India can possibly give you downloads and active users for sure, but going global is the key to a profitable gaming app business. Global opportunity increases your downloads as well as your revenues. By targeting countries like, for example, Brazil and those in the Southeast Asia, which require very minimal change to the Indian apps, you can scale faster. And lastly, by going to multiple countries, you hedge your bets against local fluctuations. You know, after all, we shouldn't have all our eggs in one basket. So, if you're convinced now to take your gaming apps global, these are the 4 steps that you should follow. First, identify which market you want to enter, and then assess the present scenario there, you know, the competitors, the retention, the target audience, etc. This is then followed by understanding what changes will you need in your existing app or game version. And lastly, once you enter the market, focus on optimizing constantly on how you can make the game more relatable and then grow further. With that, I move to the last section. on what games can you really make to grow and which countries could be your potential target. So we all know that the numbers that gaming industry is growing, revenue is on the right show, that it is projected to even grow further. But despite the growth opportunities, we are not making enough gaming titles in India. In 2023, only 11% of the total apps launched in India were games. And I understand, the reasons could be many. Not sure which genre of apps to develop, which genre of games to develop, too difficult to develop a good game, too costly to hire the right resources, and काफी investment चाहिए. All of them are valid constraints, and I'm here today to solve some of these problems for you. Bases our internal Google data and multiple factors such as growth verticals, monetization models, size of market, and most importantly, ease of game development. Our teams have come up with the following 3 genres that mobile gaming developers must focus on: block puzzles, match 3, and idle clickers. Before I move forward, I want to understand what will be your response if I say artificial. This time, I think all of us, but this gentleman in front in black. There you go, sir. Congratulations. Perfect. Right, so, while we have all of these 3 genres on the screen, I want to go a step further to give you more details on each of these categories today. So within the puzzle genre, we have multiple sub-genres which could include categories like jigsaw, sliding, logic, physics, action. We recommend you to focus on block puzzles. Block puzzles like Tetris and all of these that you have on your screen. This category is growing at 25% downloads year on year. And you have a significant chunk, almost 2/3 of total in-app ads revenue coming from top 5 tier 1 markets, which is US, Japan, Korea, Germany, and UK. Right? So absolute great category to mint money. Moving on to the next category, match 3 games. The match 3 games such as Candy Crush are still going strong. And again, US is the biggest market. In fact, do you see how much opportunity that non-India markets have in this category? And lastly, idle clickers. So games where players perform simple action like tapping on the screen to earn some kind of in-game currency is one upcoming category that we foresee can grow phenomenally in the coming years. The top countries to market this type of game is given on the right. Of course, US followed by Germany, UK, and Japan. So these were the top 3 upcoming gaming genres that I recommend you all to build. With this, I almost come to the end of my session. I want to emphasize, that the low margins can be scary at the beginning, but if your game quality is good, if your user acquisition strategy is good, this profile will always turn positive, provided you focus on the 3 tenets. First being, investing in the right talent. Second, prioritizing your lifetime value and long-time retention. And lastly, ensuring high engagement and improving your average session time. That's all from me today. I'm extremely excited and genuinely excited about the mobile app and the gaming ecosystem in India, and I look forward to the fantastic opportunity, to partner with you and the products and experiences that you all are going to generate and develop in the future. Please genuinely use today to rethink, re-engage, and reflect upon this opportunity. From me and my team here at Google, you will always find the best-in-class support through our multiple products, right from onboarding to optimization and expert consultations. I think that's all from me. I look forward to working with all of you real soon, and have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions? Any Q&A? Yeah, Prashast. Yeah.
When we, my name is Rakesh Gosai. So in Google, when we create a campaign and for a game and we run ads, so for that particular time, through the ads we get downloads. And within the month or 2 month, all the players are going from the apps, and the organic player are not coming to the app.
Increasing. I understand, and that could be a problem across multiple categories and for multiple developers out there. I think the answer to this question lies in the quality of users that you are acquiring from Google App Campaigns and across your paid campaigns. If you're only focusing on your, top of the funnel events, say for example installs, first opens, the probability of getting that user to stick around is way less versus trying to find a better, more suitable user to your app. So we can discuss this further, of course, offline as well, but my answer here is that finding that right mix of user through that right Google App Campaign will give you that stickiness for that user to retain over a period of time. And essentially organic downloads is a function of how well your existing user base is professing about your game, how is their experience, how are your play ratings, how are your reviews. So all of this is a complex mechanism, but getting the right users from your performance marketing will be the first step to it. I hope I answered you, Rakesh.
There are many mod games available on Google. So does it mean that the revenue earned from mod games doesn't go to original developer?
I am not sure exactly if for any particular category per se, but I can get back to you on that question. I am assuming that it should go back to developers as well. Having said that, if you're referring to games that are modified of an existing Prima game, you can always use Google support channels to kind of flag that. Basis which you will be able to clarify that this is a copyrighted or an IP product that you have, and these are copies or modified versions of it, and we'll be able to help you take down those apps as well. Perfect. I think we have a question there.
So we have seen that they are targeting ads for different kind of games and everything else, but would it strictly be for Google Play Store? Like we have upcoming app stores for different kind of games, and in different regions we have Epic, we have Indus and all of those things. Would it help in those situations as well?
The top 3 genres that I've suggested?
Not just the genres, in general the ad campaigns.
See, at this point of time, app campaigns have inventory spread across the internet, across the universe of internet actually. So even if say for example, apps get launched in a particular platform, if the team finds it suitable that it could be linked and then advertised, I think down the line maybe that could be one of these options. I think at this point of time, you can promote your Android apps as well as your iOS apps on Google App Campaign. So I'm assuming if the market chunk is big enough down the line, we'll be able to integrate other platforms as well. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Prashast, for your engaging and energetic session. And I would like to request Prashast to stay back for a small token of appreciation from Manisha Mohan.